Good news, everybody. It's Wiggles here, back in another video. In today's video, of course, we will be talking about the newest attachment added to a specific gun in Call of Duty Mobile. Before we get into what this attachment is, please drop a like and subscribe. Help me on that goal to 250 plus subscribers. I want to thank each and every person that's been watching every video. And guys, if you, again, please share this content with your friends if you enjoy it or find it helpful. Without further ado, of course, the newest attachment added now. I've already done a video on the HBR buff and just how strong this thing has been. Now, of course, that being the Thunderbolt Sling. Now, the Thunderbolt Sling does 25 sprint to fire delay of 5% horizontal recoil and 10% vertical control. The one bad thing about it, it does lower your movement speed and it does increase your BSA. Now, this loadout you see here, to unlock the Thunderbolt Sling, you're going to need to get 30 hip-fire kills. This was actually kind of my hip-fire build that I was using, but I will be using the Dragon Dance. Now, this is the loadout I'm using. The one thing to realize with this is you can kind of build this thing out to have, what was it, like 65% sprint to fire delay. I'm noticing a big trend in the game right now is specific guns are getting these almost insane specific stat buffs. You know, the PPSH had one where it was 58% hip fire. No, it was 55% hip fire accuracy. The Jack 12 had a 55% damage range buff. Now this one's got a 65% sprint to fire delay buff. With certain attachments. So we noticed that there is a kind of a trend happening. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see how things shape up. I'm not even really going to show this in the shooting range because there's really not a whole lot to this because of how it works. In fact, I'm going to kind of show this off in a different way. And I'm going to be using the HBR with the Sling in a mode of cranked, and since especially because with the fact that you're running around so fast, and just to notice how actually fast you're able to fire. Oop. Well, that's embarrassing.
Standing by. UAV recon is standing by. Hunter killer drone on standby. Reloading. Predator missile on standby.
Yeah, as you can tell with that sprint to fire and being in crank mode, you can really see it kind of showing off. Just how fast you can sprint to fire at 65% buff. Now, of course, it's not the same as having an ADS actual like speed, but with how hard this gun actually hits, I mean, it definitely kind of adds a. You're gonna have to, if you're not trying and using this gun, you're gonna need to really use it. This thing hits like an absolute dump truck. Oh no, oh no. Where'd you go? Stop running. Oh, that's no fun. I'm just gonna go and call the dog in. Sniper. Enemy in sight. Oh, yeah, that's pretty weak. Contact with enemy. Targets in sight. Target down. And there you go. So, like I said, guys, like it, you know, it's definitely in crank mode is a little easier to see it, but here it is in the shooting range. Like you can tell, like when you're running around, you're able to actually shoot and fire a lot faster. Now it's standing ADS time, just because this build is actually still pretty fast, which is kind of nice. Yeah, this thing with how hard it hits is just kind of busted, but it's not really busted. I guess that's the wrong word. You know what? Especially with how much they buffed it out. buff the gun out with this Thunderbolt sling, you don't really notice just how much it's ADSing faster when you're running around and beginning to fire. But it is there. You know, honestly, like, I kind of wish we got I really honestly wish we got a second gun instead of an attachment. But at least it went to a gun that got a buff. So overall, you know, it's an attachment. It all depends on how you build out your gun. And I mean, it's on a gun that's right now super strong. So, and by the way, guys, just for context, this is the loadout that I was using in that crank match. So as you can see now, it does have a 2% movement speed downside, a horizontal downside, ADS movement downside. It does have an insane BSA downside because obviously this is more of an ADS build to kind of compensate, to also work with the sprint to fire. Now obviously you could definitely buff that ADS time if you just throw on like the tack laser. That'll get you up to 15%, and the stippled already adds 5. The light barrel already adds 7, so that's 20. Wait, I only have 7%. Oh, I believe they actually adjusted the stats on the fast mag. That's interesting. So they actually had have added a silent little nerf to the gun since the last time I had been using it. Well, that's going to be, guys, that's going to be it for today's video on the Thunderbolt Sling. Like I said, it's an attachment. It definitely, depending on your game style, if you have a much more aggressive gameplay style, it is going to be something for you. Overall, I wish we had gotten a second gun, but you know what? It is what it is. And at the end of the day, if you like the HBRa, you're going to absolutely want to try and use this with the attachment with the gun. I think you're going to notice quite a bit of difference. I mean, you will notice a difference, not quite a bit, but you will. Till next time, remember, shoot first, shoot last, win those gunfights. And you guys have fun. Latest.